talking about training camp, a lot of Sixers fans are very happy and excited to see what's the kind of camaraderie element that we have with our team. You got the obviously the Philadelphia Rocket players, then you got Maxey, Harden, so that older brother, little brother thing they got going on. MB just being the top dog on the team with everybody. And also PJ Tucker said that him and Harden wanted to match up 2 years ago, and they wanted to come play with Embiid. So there's this kind of this whole camaraderie element, and everyone seems to be excited and kind of lollipops and roses.
There's no place like Philly, apparently.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's a big time honeymoon period. But my question is, so first week of camp, Eric, the first week, isn't it supposed to be the kind of the high spirit for the entire season for the team? And how much stock can you put to how great everyone feels right now? Because everyone in Philadelphia right now thinks with the way the team's feeling, this team's going to go all the way. This is the year based on how close the team is right now.
Well, I mean, it starts with, and I know we've talked about it, I know Teja's mentioned it before, going into the season, even though this group has a lot of different pieces, it has a group that know each other, so that are familiar with each other. So that bondage is already there in some ways. So I think you going in and you have that, even though like most teams, you still have sort of cliques. But I think that you have a lot of guys that are coming in, know each other, willing to work, but having that common goal of let's win this, let's play hard, let's compete, let's win this. We seem to have no issues or no friction off the court, at least right now. So hopefully that's the carryover, and that's kind of brings the enthusiasm with the team, which kind of you can see it as a fan watching. So hopefully that continues, because that could win you some games down the line. That could be crucial for the season.
Teja, what did you make of kind of the camaraderie that we've seen so far in training camp? Are you placing a bet on the Sixers to win the whole thing based on what you've seen over the last week?
I think we're going to have like a prop season show at some point. I have a lot of props I will take already to start the year. But yes, I will. 50.5 wins, man. I'm jumping all over the over on that. I suggest that anyone listening do the same. I think that is going
to be over, guy.
That is going to be a great bet. That's going to be 51 soon, and then 51.5. Watch in the next week or two before the season starts, it will go up. I guess it isn't always sunshine and rainbows, though. It's storming in Phoenix. Sounds like. But yeah, everyone came into camp the way they should. I think most guys, like you said, know each other already, either from last year or playing with Houston. So everyone's really well acquainted already, and it's just you get to watch them too. It's like they've been playing together for years. Some of them have been, but it's just a really cool, laid back bunch. And they're just all in on winning. They're at different points of their careers, different ages, but except for Tucker, does anyone have a ring there? Is Tucker the only guy with a ring on our team?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
So, like,
I mean, it's not even a lot of guys that went to the finals, I believe.
Yeah, you might be right about that too. I don't think because House didn't make it with any of those
main guys haven't.
No, definitely not. Yeah, so it's a team of guys, all different ages, who have been on a lot of winning teams too, right? Like House, between his Utah days and even Houston, he's played a lot of winning teams. Obviously, Harden has. Embiid on this team. Everyone's played a lot of winning teams. They just haven't won. So I think it's a bunch of guys who have flirted with being that team that year that couldn't get it done, led by the guy who's been on many championship favorite teams who couldn't get it done. So it's an interesting group of guys who have a lot of slashes against them, who want to just do away with all that stuff. And they all have the same goal in mind, to win. And they're just, it's not also too, we're finally away from the rosters of, oh, make it work. Oh, they're so talented, they're going to find a way to get it done. We've had a lot of that in Embiid's tenure here. It's always been like, yeah, maybe it's not the best fit, but it's so talented, they're just going to get it done this year. It's not the case. They have a skill set perfectly designed around Embiid. A lot of guys perfectly around him. It's the most perfect roster we've had around Embiid since he's been here, I'd say, from top to bottom, from first man to last man. And there's just no excuse. Sure, we might need another, 3-and-D-er, but the roster's deep, it's fun, and they like each other. It's just a feel-good rocker room to be around. And I mean, it should be that way right now, but it doesn't have to be, right? We've had a lot of beginning of the seasons where it's been like, yeah, sure, we get paid a lot of money, but it's a job. It's a kind of, but I don't get that from these guys at all. They want to be there and they like each other. It's fun to go there every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially I think because like when we got Harden, everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's a cancer coming to Philadelphia." That team's no one's gonna. They're not gonna ever click with each other. There's never gonna be any chemistry there. But it's like it's been the exact opposite since he's come to Philadelphia. Like that whole narrative is just like I haven't seen that at all. It seems like he's really embraced the team, and the team's embraced him back. And it helps when you have buy-in from the president and
Also, though, I mean, Eric, as a player, when you're going to another team, when you hear that stuff and it's a known thing, you kind of want to do the opposite too, right? Like, let me show these guys that I'm not.
Yeah, I mean,
a bad dude.
It brings it to focus. It depends on whether you take a look in the mirror and how much you think that's on you and how much you don't. So it really depends on the particular person and how they address it.
And two things have happened since Harden's come here. One, he obviously saw his own, degradation and he took less money. And two, Brooklyn fell apart afterwards. So it's like, okay, well, it's not me. I'm a team player. I got guys here. And the last place I went to shit after I left. So it wasn't me in Brooklyn. Sorry, not me.
Yeah.